AITA for flipping out on my boyfriend's sister after what she said at dinner? I, 28F, met my boyfriend Evan, 30M, 3 years ago at a friend's birthday in Chicago. He was sweet, a little dorky, big into classic rock and indie board games, the kind of guy who quotes The Office unironically and owns 6 pairs of the exact same Levi's. Things got serious pretty fast. I met his family after like 4 months. That's when I met his sister Monica. Monica's 34. She's one of those I'm just blunt people who actually just says mean shit and calls it honesty. First time I met her, she shook my hand, looked me up and down and said, "Wow, Evan usually dates smarter looking girls." I laughed it off, thought she was joking. Everyone else ignored it. Evan didn't even flinch. That should have been a red flag. But you know, love goggles. Over time, it became a pattern. She'd drop little bombs every time we saw her. "You're still at that admin job? That's cute. Are you wearing that lipstick? It's very middle school dance. Oh, Evan always liked girls who read more." I told Evan it bothered me. He always said, "That's just how Monica is. She doesn't mean it, don't give her the satisfaction, whatever." I tried. Fast forward. We're all at his parents' house last weekend for his dad's 65th. Big dinner, lots of extended family. His mom made steak and pasta, and there was an actual cake from Portillo's with his dad's face on it. Cute stuff. I was helping set the table when Monica walked in. Louboutin heels, trench coat, the whole "I'm an important lawyer" uniform, and loudly asked, "Is OP still pretending she enjoys cooking or has that phase passed?" I rolled my eyes, kept stacking plates. Evan smiled awkwardly. His cousin snorted. Later at dinner, Monica just wouldn't stop. She made a joke about me probably voting based on Instagram ads and then asked if I understood how Roth IRAs work yet. At one point, she leaned over and said, "I mean this kindly, but Evan could really do better." I froze. Everyone heard it. Evan's dad went silent. His aunt choked on her wine. My hand was shaking so hard I almost dropped my fork. I looked at her and said, and I quote, "Monica, shut the fiki up, just for once. Nobody here likes you. You're not funny. You're not charming. You're just a smug bitch with a LinkedIn addiction." Dead. Silence. She blinked, then smiled, then stood up and said, "Wow. Guess we're doing this now." Evan pulled me aside, furious. "What the hell was that?" he whispered. "You embarrassed me in front of my whole family." I just stared at him. "She literally insulted me for 3 years. You never said SHT. I finally respond and I'm the problem." He didn't say anything. Monica left early, dramatic coat flip and all. His mom patted my arm and said quietly, "About time someone said it." Now it's a mess. Evan won't talk to me. Monica's posting cryptic SHIT on Facebook about jealous girls who can't handle strong women. His family is low-key on my side, except Evan. I've been sleeping at my friend's for a few days. I don't even know if I want to fix this. Part of me feels bad for snapping, but part of me feels like, finally, I stood up for myself, and nobody else was gonna do it. Okay, so after the dinner explosion, I crashed at my friend Danny's place. Shout out Danny. She had a bottle of Barefoot Moscato ready before I even finished texting, "Can I come over, Queen?" I figured Evan just needed a day to cool off. Wrong. On Monday, I texted him like, "Can we talk when you're free?" He replied, "Need some space." You crossed the line. I'm still processing cool. Meanwhile, Monica's out here posting stuff like, "When a man settles, his whole life suffers. Some people can't handle your shine." That's okay. Dim for no one. And my personal favorite, being the villain in someone else's story doesn't make you the bad guy. I wasn't even mad. I was exhausted. This woman legit thinks she's starring in a Shonda Rhimes show. And Evan, still radio silent. 3 days later, his mom calls me. "Sweetheart, just checking in. Evan's not handling things well. He's confused." Confused about what? "He says you made it about Monica when really you disrespected him." Pause. Disrespected him? Yes, he said you embarrassed him. Said he felt attacked. That you should have let him deal with her. I was quiet for a second. Then I laughed. Not because it was funny, but because what the actual fuck? "Has he ever dealt with her?" I asked. She didn't answer, just sighed. "I'm not taking sides, but I do think you both need to talk." So I called him, straight to voicemail. Then, plot twist, he showed up at Danny's. It's 9:30 p.m. We're eating tacos and watching Nailed It, and Evan knocks on the door like a door-to-door missionary of disappointment. He looked tired, like he hadn't slept. Which fair, I hadn't either. We sat outside on the steps while Danny put on noise-canceling headphones and blasted Megan Thee Stallion like a real one. First thing he says is, "You embarrassed me in front of my whole family." Not hi, not sorry, not even how are you? And I just blinked at him. "Okay, that's your opening line?" He doubled down. "I'm serious. You didn't have to blow up like that. You could have pulled her aside, or told me. That was not the time." I said, "I did tell you." Like for 3 years straight, he goes, "You should have tried harder." I just stared at him. You wanted me to try harder to get you to defend me? Silence. Evan, I said, this isn't about Monica anymore. It's about you letting someone treat me like garbage because you're scared of confrontation. He got all defensive, said I was twisting things, said he's the one caught in the middle. Then he said the worst fucking thing. I didn't think it was that bad. I stood up. I couldn't even look at him. Get out. What? Get out. He tried to argue, but I didn't say anything else, just walked inside and shut the door. Danny locked it behind him and handed me another taco. I cried into that taco like it was my emotional support dog. Here's the thing. I love Evan. I do. But that moment, I felt nothing. Just done. I don't care if Monica hates me. I don't care if the family thinks I'm dramatic. But being with someone who doesn't have your back, who watches you get insulted over and over and doesn't think it's that bad? Nah. So yeah, we're not talking. He hasn't reached out since, and I think I'm okay with that. Okay, so fast forward about a week. I'm back at my place, Evan's still MIA, and I'm basically in breakup limbo. Like, we haven't officially ended it, but let's be real. We're circling the drain. Then Thursday rolls around and I get a package. No sender listed. Just my name, my address, and the unmistakable stink of passive aggression. Inside, a copy of How to Win Friends and Influence People. A Starbucks gift card with $3.14 on it. Like? Is that a pie joke? And a post-it note that said in perfect cursive, thought you could use this. XOXO. Someone who actually has class. I didn't even need to check the handwriting. Monica used to write the menu boards at her law firm's charity events. It's her thing. Even her insults are formatted like a legal memo. I sent a photo of it to Danny with the caption, Monica just Regina Georged me in real life. Danny replied, $3.14? She's not even a full betch, just 3.14 of 1. I laughed, but I also kind of sat there thinking, is this really what it's come to? Gifting me self-help books like she's a Disney villain doing a TED Talk? I didn't respond. I didn't even post it anywhere. I just blocked her number. Blocked her on Facebook, Instagram, even LinkedIn. Yes, LinkedIn. She lives there. A few days later, I get a Facebook message from Evan's cousin Leo. Now, Leo's cool. He's like that one family member who somehow stays neutral, but still knows all the tea. He's also gay, owns a doggy daycare in Wicker Park, and once wore a glitter suit to a funeral because, quote, she would have wanted it. Iconic. Here's what he said. Hey, not trying to stir anything, but just so you know, Monica's telling people you screamed at her and threw a plate. I was there. I know that's not true. Thought you should know I was stunned. A plate? Did she think she was in a Real Housewives reunion? I asked Leo, is Evan saying anything about it? He said, he's not saying much of anything. Just keeps repeating that he's not taking sides. I swear I saw red. I asked Leo if he'd mind sending me a voice note explaining what really happened in case Monica tries to take this narrative nuclear. He did. Sweetest guy. Said something like, yeah, no, she was being a passive-aggressive a-hole all night. You finally said something. Nobody threw anything. In fact, I think she's mad you stayed calm. That's the part she can't spin. That voice note, I didn't even use it, but I kept it because it felt like validation, like I wasn't losing my mind. Evan still hadn't called. That weekend, I went out with Danny and a couple of her friends to get my mind off everything. I wore the red dress Evan once said was too much for brunch. We got tipsy, ate wings, took blurry pics, screamed Olivia Rodrigo lyrics in the Uber. Around midnight, I checked my phone. One missed call from Evan, one voicemail. I played it. He sounded tired, like deflated. Hey, I saw Monica's post, the one about you throwing a plate. I know it's not true. I don't know what to say anymore. I guess, I'm sorry. I didn't want all this. I just wanted peace. And that's when I realized something. He never wanted to stand up. He just wanted peace. Even if that meant throwing me under the bus, even if it meant letting his sister bully me, as long as it didn't disturb the vibe. He didn't want a partner. He wanted a buffer. So I texted him back. Thanks for the apology, but I'm not interested in being your peace offering anymore. He didn't reply. So 2 weeks go by. No Evan, no Monica. Life's peaceful, boring, weirdly quiet. I started doing SHIT I hadn't done in a while. Reading in bed without checking my phone every 5 minutes, dancing while cleaning, cooking actual meals instead of sad girl cereal dinners. I even signed up for a Pilates class. Tried it once, pulled a muscle I didn't know existed, still felt superior. Then it happened. I ran into Monica, Target Sunday afternoon. I'm there for tampons and oat milk, looking like hell in a hoodie and messy bun. She's strutting through the skincare aisle like a baddie CEO. Sunglasses on indoors, designer bag, holding a basket like she just popped in real quick but definitely planned this outfit. I saw her before she saw me, tried to pivot to the cold brew section but too late. Hey, she chirped. Loud. Way too loud for a Sunday. I turned, gave her the world's most exhausted hi, and she smiled. That condescending "we're good now, right?" smile. She walks over like nothing happened. No tension, no sorry for making up a story about you throwing a plate, just starts talking like we're old friends. "So Evan tells me you guys are taking a little space." "That's probably good. You were getting very emotional." I actually laughed. "You lied to your family about me throwing something." She blinks, innocent face fully activated. "I mean, I felt threatened." "You were yelling. People perceive things differently." I stared at her. "Nobody perceived a fucking flying plate, Monica." She shrugs. "Whatever. I'm not here to argue I should have walked away. But no, I stayed, because I needed to say it. You know what the saddest part is? You don't even hate me. You just like the power trip. You like making Evan choose between us. And you like that he always chose you." She rolled her eyes. "Oh, please. I don't need Evan to choose anything. You're the one that couldn't handle a little banter." "Banter?" "Yes, you're sensitive. You overreact. And now everyone feels sorry for you. Must be nice." Then she hit me with this. "Honestly, if you want Evan back, maybe apologize. Show you can be mature about it." I stared at her so hard I forgot how blinking worked. Apologize? To you? Not to me. Just in general. Clean slate. Be civil. Families are complicated. This woman wanted me to play nice so she could keep playing puppeteer. And I finally got it. She doesn't want Evan happy. She wants Evan under her. And any woman who gets close is a threat to that control. And Evan, bless him, never saw it. Or didn't want to. I took a deep breath and said, "Tell Evan I wish him the best. But if he wants peace, he can go find it without me. I don't fight over grown men." And I walked away. I left my oat milk, left the tampons, left the cart, just walked straight to my car and sat there with my hands shaking on the steering wheel. Not from nerves, from release. Not because I won, not because she backed down. She didn't. But because I realized I was done trying to be cool with people who built their self-worth by tearing me down. 3 months later, I got a wedding invite in the mail. Not Evan's, Monica's. Yup, our girl Monica had found her tax bracket soulmate. Some dude named Grant who, according to Leo, looks like he schedules sex into his calendar app. Finance bro, lives in a high-rise, probably claps when the plane lands. The envelope wasn't even addressed to me. It was sent to Evan's old apartment, which I'd moved out of, and forwarded to me by the new tenant who was like, "Hey, you're invited to something? Also, your ex left his Netflix logged in." I opened it out of morbid curiosity. The RSVP card. Already checked not attending. Petty, maybe, satisfying, very. I tossed it in the trash. Didn't think about it again. Until the text. One night, I'm making dinner. Finally mastered my own damn pasta recipe. And my phone buzzes. "Evan, first time in months." "Hey, I know I'm the last person you want to hear from, but can we talk?" I stared at it for a full minute. Like, why now? I said, "Sure." "What's up?" he called. Voice soft, different. I just wanted to say sorry. For all of it. I should have stood up. I shouldn't have let her run things. I didn't realize how much I let her affect our relationship. That's on me. I didn't say anything. Then he added, "She asked me to be in her wedding party." I told her no. That one caught me off guard. "Really?" "Yeah, we haven't talked much. I finally see it. She didn't hate you. She hated not being the center." Another pause. "I miss you," I sighed. "I miss the version of you that had a spine." He laughed a little. "Fair. Then, would you ever consider trying again?" And I had to be real with him. "No, because even now, after everything, you only showed up once she crossed your line. Not mine." He was quiet. I told him I hoped he finds someone who fits his life, and that I meant that. I did. But I also told him to stop choosing peace at the expense of the people who love him. We hung up on good terms. And I cried. But not sad tears. Just clearing out the pain tears. Like my body was finally exhaling all the shei tea I'd held in for 3 years. You know who actually helped me move on? Leo. He invited me to brunch a few weeks later. Just us. Bottomless mimosas and French toast and way too much gossip. At the end he goes, "You know, Evan's not a bad guy. Just a weak one. And weak men protect their peace more than their people." Then he raised his glass and said, "To women who walk away before they become bitter." And that stuck with me. So yeah, I'm not in love with Evan anymore. I'm not mad at Monica. I'm not even bitter. I just know now, love without loyalty isn't love. And silence in the face of disrespect? That's a decision. That's a choice. And I finally made mine. I chose me. Thanks for watching. If you liked the story, hit subscribe. See you in the next one.